So, recently a new athlete came to our center to perform a biomechanical testing and evaluation about his block starts and positions. So, one thing that we could notice visually from the first time over here is that his shoulders were too far behind compared to the starting line, as his rear block was too close to his starting line positioning. What was this causing? This causing his hips flexors to be to only a 60 degrees angle, his rear leg to be only at 111, and another problem, he was not able to fully perform a full contact foot plates position, so he could not express the maximum amount of force that he could while executing from the blocks. Another problem that causes this very tight hip flexor here in this position is the fact that a much higher number of actin and myosin filaments are going to be overlapped between one or to each other, meaning that the power output and expression that the athlete can express during the hip flexion movement for driving the leg forward is going to be lower than with an angle of approximately, let's say, around 80 degrees, more or less like this. If we measure the time from the onset of the movement to the actual release of the blocks, you can see that the athlete needs over here, in this spot over here, to perform first an eccentric movement that is costing him this amount of time, 0.66. Then, if we continue, you can see the total time from the release of the blocks over here is going to account for almost 3/10. Over here, by simply performing a quick adjustment of his rear leg position and shoulders position, just like done in this video, we were able to find a correct position for him to start and begin, which we could transfer directly on the blocks. From this new position now, the athlete over here has widened up his hips angle and also his rear leg angle. So what would this help him to do? The first thing will help him to do is to have possibility to perform a full plate foot contact over here and being able to exert the maximum amount of force on the plate without exerting any eccentric energy. Secondly, because of this hips angle over here, now the hip flexors have the maximum amount of actin and myosin filaments combined together, so they can express the maximum amount of power in the shortest amount of time possible. From this new position, you can see now the athlete is able to fully push on the blocks over here without absorbing any eccentric energy and eccentric forces, so he's able to push forward and drive the leg directly forward. If we take away now the circle, and then you can see that the athlete has performed this full movement until we reach the release from the blocks over here in 2.66, so 2/10. So we're almost improving by just simply adjusting this quick thing a tenth of a second out of the blocks. This was possible simply because now the athlete over here is able to exert force directly on the plate without having to absorb any eccentric forces, and also because now in this position the hip flexors can exert the maximum amount of power, so to drive the leg forward quickly, shift it forward in the minimum amount of time.